Hello, welcome to the video. I don't know why I said that. So today's gonna be a little bit of a chiller video. Like it might not even be that edited. It might be lightly edited. I'm not sure yet. Obviously, I'm recording it. I'm not at the editing stage yet. But last night I was thinking about what I wanted to do for today's video because I had no idea. And I came up with a couple ideas. You know, one of them was to do the reputation, like the reputation for one of these two, or do the City Buried by Ash, Buried. I don't know which one is City Buried by Ash. Quest, because that one was interesting, and but my biggest hurdle off of those was I'm not very sure how to turn a story like that into an entertaining video. You know, not saying my videos are incredibly entertaining, but they're at least, you know, not sitting through cutscenes the entire time. So I decided that today we're going to do something a little different, and we're just going to gather materials, gather resources for characters, to ascend characters. Now, I believe everybody on this team but Baizhu is done. So, even Baiju's like kind of done. So we might just spend the entire video gathering Baiju's stupid little plants, to get that ascension out of the way. Cause I think everybody is done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then, Kenichi's done. I think. Who else is on? Who's on Kenichi's team? Bennett, I think. Hold on, let me look. I forgot what the team setup is. Yeah, Kale, Toma, Bennett, Kenichi. Okay. So Bennett is done. Kale is done for at least the first one. She needs some more, and then he's not at all. Yeah, he's not at all done. So, you know, I do want to, but I want to focus on Baizhu just because he's on the main team that I mainly use, and he's actually incredibly useful. So getting him ascended to getting him up to level 80, like getting this ascension and then getting him ascended again at some point would be nice. But obviously every important character already has their boss drops. So, you know, we're moving on to the more boring parts, and that's what I think this is going to be. It's going to be a little bit boring of a video, you know, something to put on in the background, because I need to do this eventually, and I don't want to do it myself. So realistically, why not do it right now? Where do I? Here we go. We can find the stupid little plant things. Where are they? Right, they're not down here. And looking at those fish reminds me of how horrible that was. Here we go. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be, and you know, maybe we'll get to the ascension point. I doubt it because I need the other stuff for him. These things, I hate these things because you need to kill them without like fire or something, and it sucks. So, you know, I could probably make some. Maybe I might be able to make some, but I don't know. So this is what we're gonna do today. That's this video. I don't know how long this is gonna be. You know, I might only go for 40 minutes. I might go for like 10. But gather, you know, stuff like this is typically whenever you watch this, you know, and somebody else makes it. You know, if you watch Aggro, I would assume a lot of people at least know who Aggro is. He does like his gathering. He does like he streams all of his stuff, but he also. So he does his gathering and people watch it live, but then when it comes to the video, he like skips right through it. And like, as cool as that is, I don't have a character to build. Like I'm building so many characters that it's like, and it's just the gathering for all the characters. It's not one character, right? So it's like, but my plan is when I end up getting a next character, whoever that may be, you know, probably Nuvolet, to be 100% honest. I plan on at least I plan on like time to go, making like not doing the weekly recap and doing building, like just doing a video building just that character and see how, you know, long it takes to get them functioning, because I think that could be fun to try it my hand at. I will say I have no idea if I end up getting the roulette. I have no idea what weapon to give him because I have like nothing.
But it's best to drive.
I have, in terms of catalysts. Oh, I can't even look. Like catalysts, I just don't have very many catalysts here. We can actually open up Mulani's or Baiju's thing that works. So like in terms of catalysts, I have like these. And I know he wants like HP, so really the only one is like this, or like I could give him Brought Amber, which Baizhu is having. I can make another one if I needed to. I could give him the Ashgraven Drinking Horn, that does, that's the funny thing. Or we could give him like, I have multiple sack frags. I could give him, I have another Wizzith. I could give him Mapamare, Thrilling Tales if I need to. You know, but I'm not exactly sure. I haven't looked at like builds or anything. I haven't looked at anything because I want to secure the character before I start thinking about that. But like, I'm not exactly, because I think Ring of Yaksha, which Mulan is using, is actually like pretty solid for him. I think maybe, I don't know. Once again, I've not looked at like anything, so don't believe my words. You can look for yourself. I use if I'm looking for builds, I use KQM, Kitchen Mains, their website. Very nice. I like it. You know, and I don't typically like looking at build videos because like the creator, you know, when the builds are like the videos about just the build, it's like this is the best Mulani build, and it's like cool, but like you spend half of the video like just not talking about anything important. So that's why I prefer to just read about the build instead of listen to somebody tell me about it. You know, that's just what I prefer. I will say in the early days of, you know, when Wuwa like had just come out, I was trying to make an Encore build because I wanted to have Encore as a supporting character for Zhongli because I like just gotten Zhongli, and I wanted, and there was like, you know, there's like no text resources out yet, very few of them at the very least. So I had to use the videos, and they were like, "This is the best build," and it's like, dude, just give me the information. What am I saying here? Oh yeah. The one thing that's good about this game being a copy of Breath of the Wild's movement system is since I have like 500 hours in Breath of the Wild, I kind of know how to farm stuff effectively. You know, it's a side effect of having played that game so much. I love Breath of the Wild. I wonder when the next I wonder if they're gonna, well, I wonder if they're going to continue the Breath of the Wild formula as like its own little series, because I know like Breath of the Wild is one of the few Zelda games to have its own direct sequel. I think they're all generally disconnected, but like Tears of the Kingdom was like a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. So I wonder if they're going to continue it, because I'd be totally down. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games of all time. I personally prefer Breath of the Wild over Tears of the Kingdom, and it's like just because Tears of the Kingdom does two things that I think are worse and everything is better, but they do so in Tears of the Kingdom, the dungeons, I think, aren't as fun as the Divine Beasts in Breath of the Wild. I think the Divine Beasts were cooler. You know, I just enjoyed them more. And then I also think that the Sage powers in Breath of the Wild, or like the hero's power, the champion powers in Breath of the Wild, are better than the Sage powers in Tears of the Kingdom. Like the Sage powers in Tears of the Kingdom are just kind of not good, period. And the ability to use this, have the sages be like NPC AI followers, is also kind of stupid. So I just didn't like it. And it makes, I think it makes sense because like they're not dead like they are in Breath of the Wild. Like the sages aren't dead like the heroes are, but like still, like Mipha's Grace was such a banger of a skill and you just don't have it. And then Rivali's Gale is way better than the new one. I don't remember what the new one's name is. Like Rivali's Gale was where you would hold the jump button and then you would jump and then it'd have a gust of wind and then you could glide up, right? And that was way better than the new one where as you're gliding, you press the button and you get a boost forward. And it's like going up is way harder. Like you need way more help going up than you do going sideways. So it was just kind of a waste in my opinion. And then I think in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's Electro Lady abilities are pretty much the same from what I remember, or they're like or like Urbosa's Fury is good, like incredibly good, but also like whatever. Like you can get away with not using it. It's not a big of a deal. And then the new one is I don't even remember. I'm gonna be like I just straight up don't remember, because I remember the only sage power I used in Tears of the Kingdom was the wind one, because it was the only one I deemed actually useful. And then like the rock guy in Breath of the Wild is just a shield. When you hold your shield up, you just get an extra shield. So it's like, you know, simple and intuitive, and you just, you know, you can take more hits before you go down. And then in Tears of the Kingdom, it's you shoot the guy at stuff like a fucking gun, or like not like a gun, but you like launch him forward, and it's just like, why? I just feel like the powers were such a downgrade. So I personally prefer Breath of the Wild over, and I think that and one of my biggest complaints about Tears of the Kingdom is that nobody mentions the fucking events of Breath of the Wild. Like, why? It's a direct sequel. Why wouldn't you mention, you know, the Guardians or, you know, all that stuff? There's just nothing mentioned, and it was such a huge missed opportunity, because Breath of the Wild story was pretty solid, and they just didn't talk about it in Tears of the Kingdom. And it's like, why would you not do that? You know, and like there's so many characters that are just out of Tears of the Kingdom for no reason. Like the bird guy with the accordion, I think is what it's called. Like he's just not in Tears of the Kingdom for no reason. Which is really weird, because it's like he was a good character and he was fun, and you just met him randomly. There was he typically you had shrine puzzles for you, like puzzles to discover the shrine, and the shrine's like where you get your upgrade balls, right? And one of them was you had to wait for a blood moon or a full moon, and you had to stand there naked, or like without any armor on. And that one is such a pain, because literally all you have to do is take all your stuff off and then just stand there and just wait. And it's such a boring mission, but like you have to do it to get all 120 shrines, and it just sucks. You know, I still enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom. I still think the fuse, like the actual powers that you get instead of the runes, are good. I prefer the simplicity of the runes, and I think some of the runes should have stayed, because, well, one, there's no point. Like the Sheikah Slate is just kind of gone, and it's replaced with the Purapad, which is fine, because the Purapad is the exact same thing. But I would have liked it if they kept the Sheikah Slate, and you could use, like, maybe you could use the old runes if you wanted to, or you could use the new stuff, and you could like mix and match them, and you had like 8 abilities to choose from instead of just the 4 or 5, right? Because like there were times where you wouldn't expect this. There were times into the Kingdom where I was like, man, I wish I had cryo. Like, I wish I had the ice ability so I could just jump across the water and not have to worry about it. Like, it was like, you know, I think the God Hand or the Ultra Hand ability in the Kingdom is better than the Magnesis, because you can pick anything up. I think Ascend has niche uses, but it's generally like pretty solid. I don't think it's bad. And Fuse was also good, but like Stasis and the just having the bombs permanent, like whenever you wanted, was such a good like ability to just have bombs, because you could just kill stuff with the bombs, and it just, you know, if you all your weapons broke, what do you do now, you know, right? So I don't know, that's just what I personally think. I know there's a new like 2D 3D Zelda game that's like isometric Zelda game, I would guess. and where you play as Zelda, and that looks good. I put it on my Christmas list. I'm gonna be 100% honest. It's on there. It's on the Christmas list because you know I'm a big Zelda fan. I also put whatchamacallit, the Nintendo Online plus expansion pack thing, so I can play Ocarina of Time without having to like pirate it, because I don't really want to do that. And I really want to play Ocarina of Time. I played it a little bit. I really want to. Yeah, I got lost. Lost was last time I played it, and I just ended up giving up. But like, you know, I'm a big Zelda fan. Breath of the Wild really put me in this stuff, and I want to play all the old 3D games. You know, I'm not interested in the 2D games. Like, I think the 2D games are cool. I played a little bit of the very first one, but you know, like the modern, I'd prefer to play like the modern 2D games, like the remasters and stuff. I think that's just what I prefer to personally do. If I was going to try to play through all of them. Oh, there's one. I hate looking for them here. I always have to look for them here, and they suck. So look at me just yapping. I mean, that's what this video is gonna be, you know, a yap about random stuff. It's because I really didn't have any ideas. Like, I have an idea to go back to like Honkai Star Rail, but you know, I haven't touched that game since whatchamacallit, since it came out. I got it when it came out. I played through the entire story that was there, and then the story ended, and then so I stopped playing. Because I find that I really enjoy playing the stories in these games. Like Zenless' story has been really good. You know, I haven't touched Zenless in a while, mainly because I lost my Bernice 50/50, and it just kind of killed my motivation to play the game, because I really wanted Bernice. Bernice is the only character in Zenless that I actually wanted. Like, I actually thought was actually interesting, aside from like the characters that you can't play as, you know, like Belle. I think Belle and Wise are amazing characters, but they're not playable, so
Time to go.
not really much I can do about that. But like, Bernice was such a fun character, and then she's just not, like, I just didn't win the 50/50, so it kind of killed the motivation for me to play the video game. So I haven't touched it in a while again. I mean, video game speaking, I haven't touched really anything this whole week. You know, nothing's really been happening that has made me, you know, no game has really pulled me back in, or pulled me in this week, except for this one. This is probably the game I played the most, because yesterday I got, you know, while I was trying to think about ideas, I actually played this game and did some exploration, like I said. I don't think I said that. I said that in Weekly Recap, and it's hard to separate these recordings when they happen back to back. But yeah, so I haven't really played anything at all this week, except this, so, which isn't a bad thing. I like this game. I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't like it. But like, I stopped playing Metro Exodus. I stopped playing Hades. Oh yeah, I got Hades because the sale happened, like the Steam sale, and it was $10, so I got it, and I put 10 hours into it within 2 days. Yeah, I got into Euthymia, or the green area, the place after Asphodel. You know, the location with the Minotaur. I got there in under 10 escape attempts. So I think I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I managed to do that so well. My theory is that because I've played Elden Ring so much that I'm just used to. And I will say, like, playing Elden Ring so much, I have 430 hours in it, right? Elden Ring has really helped me manage, like, not get angry at video games anymore. I used to get angry at games so much, and Elden Ring has really helped me to not do that. And I've gotten, like, Elden Ring, God, this battle, why, who's angry? I don't get it. Man, I cannot find this. How many are left? Because I can't find, there's only one left. See, I wish there was like a gadget that you could use that within a detection zone like this, you could activate it and it would take you to the nearest one. So 4 times like this, where I'm looking for a single plant, I wouldn't have to just wander around for 10 minutes trying to find it, and I could just use a gadget to detect it for me, and it'd make it so much easier. you know, I think that just makes sense to have a gadget that would just take you to the closest one, and it has like a, you know, 15-second cooldown, so you could just, if you don't want to look for it yourself, you can just wait a lunch and spam it over and over, and then you'll be good. Man, this battle music is so annoying. Like, I'm not even near anybody anymore. Like, actually, who is angry at me? I'm so interested.
A bitter pelvis.
Get them!
The wind knows.
Carving waves!
There we go.
Time to go.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I mostly have been replacing my reading with I'm replacing my playing games with reading. I've reread like so many manhwa recently. It's been crazy. I got back into reading like romance, like noble. Oh, look, there it is. I got back into reading like nobles, like nobles and aristocrats and emperors and stuff. Those types of romance stories. I got back into those. Mainly rereading stuff I'd already read before, but like I still got back into reading those types of stuff, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Typically go through phases when reading manhwa. Like I'll get addicted to like dungeon, a tower adventure stories or hunter stories, and then I'll get addicted to just like regression stuff, and then romance stuff, and then normal like street fighting stuff. It happens all the time, and it's just really weird. It's really funny. I find that that's just how I enjoy content. I get addicted to one thing, and then I get tired of that one thing, and then I move on to something else. Like recently on YouTube, I've been rewatching Smosh a lot. I say rewatching. I've been watching Smosh again. I used to watch them all the time, and then I just kind of didn't, and then I am. You know, I just find that that's how I go about stuff like that. I watch through. I get really into one type of thing, and then I get tired of that one type of thing, and then I move on to the next one. And that's one of the reasons I started making videos on this game specifically, is because I find that I really like this game, but then it gets to a point where I no longer want to play as much. And you know, with Genshin, you have to play a lot in order to make progress. So by not playing, you're actively harming your account, which, you know, is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. You should not have to be addicted to a video game to play it. And because I typically only stay addicted to video games for like, you know, a month or so, I have found that making these videos actually helps me play, because I actually think if I did not need to upload a video today, I would not be playing this game right now. Like I would be reading I have a manhwa I want to reread again. So, oh, the Bernice, the Bernice song just came on by Spotify. Oh yeah, Spotify Rap came out. Oh look, a chest. Spotify Rap came out, which is cool. Finally, you know. Oh. Mine was kind of weird. Well, it wasn't very weird. It was kind of expected. My biggest artist was Eve, who, if you don't know, is a Japanese artist. He makes I'm not sure. They make a bunch of they make really popular anime openings, like Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 opening was made by Eve, and you know, they make that kind of stuff. And you know, I don't watch anime very much anymore. I think the last anime I watched was I was watching My Dear Friend Noko-chan when it was releasing, and then it, you know, and then it stopped, you know, and then it stopped releasing, and then I stopped watching it. Or like it got to a point where like I was all caught up with it, and I just stopped watching it. I haven't watched it since. And then my anime website went down, so you know, great. But yeah. My favorite anime is Jujutsu Kaisen. I know that's a basic ass answer, but I genuinely enjoy it the most. Although if I don't want it, if I don't want it to be Jujutsu Kaisen, I tell people my favorite anime is 91 Days. because not a lot of people know about 91 Days. Like I feel like it's pretty. I'm not like, oh, it's so underground. Like, no, I think it's got a. I think quite a lot of people have at least heard of it, but it's. I don't think it's really mainstream. If you're interested in mafia stories, like mafia revenge stories, watch 91 Days. It is so good. So it's my second favorite anime of all time, and a lot of my favorite anime are actually movies. So like, I Went to Eat Your Pancreas is one of my favorites. The movie was so good that I actually got I bought the manga, like the manga where the entire volume's in one book, the entire story's in one book. So I bought that. And then one of my favorites is Bunny Girl Senpai, or Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai, or whatever it's called. That one, it's so good. Like, don't let the title dissuade you. I think it's an amazing romance story. It's super good. The final like episode, or the final couple episodes that involve around the main character's sister and her problems always make me cry, even though I watch them all the time. You know, so that one's really good. Josei Tiger and the Fish is really good. Silent Voice is really good. I think those are the main movies that I watched. I don't know, it's not like I have a list up or anything right now. I'm just going off the top of my head. Oh, now we get to hell. You know, but I watch a lot of anime, and you know, I did. I don't really anymore. I prefer to read. Like, straight up, I've gotten into manga more than I have anime recently. Like, I have JJK up to volume 15. I have a couple smaller stuff like I can't remember it exactly. But I have Demon Slayer up a little bit. I haven't read it at all yet. I haven't read JJK either. I've read the first 4 volumes of JJK because I got those before anything else. But I haven't read any of I haven't read the rest of the JJK stuff, which, you know, it might seem weird, but I just haven't, you know, as somebody who watched it first, I just haven't really been interested. I will say the one anime I refuse to watch, there are 2 animes that I refuse to watch, and one of them is Solo Leveling, purely because I prefer the manhwa. And a lot of people think that Solo Leveling's manhwa is like the best manhwa ever. It is not. I have read many that are better than it. If you're interested in something like that, I can totally make a full video yapping about manhwa. I had that idea to make a video like that, but you know, that's not really the point of the channel. But I don't think Solo Leveling is the best. I enjoy Solo Leveling. I've read it like 4 times. Like, it's not bad, but it's not the best one either. So I'm not gonna watch that anime just because, 1, I already read the entire thing, and 2, the animation doesn't look any different. So, you know, it's whatever. And then I also refuse to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. And it's not because I hate Cyberpunk, it's because I love Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077 on the Epic Game Store, on PC. I played it on release day. Like, it is currently one of my all-time favorite games. Like, it is so good. The DLC is amazing. And I don't like edge runners. I just don't like the concept of edge runners. Not like as a anime. I think a video game getting an anime adaptation, that's like, tells a different story, which is how just a video game adaptation should work. You should not make a TV show about a video game and then just tell the story of the video game. That kind of defeats the purpose, because why not just play the video game yourself? But I loved Cyberpunk even on release with all its problems. And I have found that Cyberpunk Edge Runners, like, a lot of people did it and had problems with it, which is totally fine. Like, it was broken. And a lot of people just couldn't play it. But I found that Cyberpunk Edge Runners, a lot of people watched Edge Runners before playing the game. And then was like, I like this Cyberpunk thing. Let me see if it's let me see if the game is as good as the show, and then they realize that the game is good. And I just don't like that. I don't like that they had to watch a show instead of trying a game themselves, and they just took people's words by heart. Because don't get me wrong, like I watch video game reviews too. Like that's not a, like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or whatever that game was. Like I'm not playing that game. I watched the reviews and I know that it was bad. I know that Concord was bad, but there are certain games that I feel like you need to try yourself if you want to get the full picture. Like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed in recent years has been horrible. Like the games have just been bad. But Assassin's Creed is something that I adore so much that I need to get my hands on them. I need to play them myself to form an accurate opinion. Because if I don't, then it's just other people's words. And I can't. I prefer to look at it myself because I love Assassin's Creed. I have played every single mainstream Assassin's Creed game. Like mainline Assassin's Creed game. I've even played all 3 Chronicle games. I haven't beaten them all. And I haven't beaten every Assassin's Creed game either. But like, but I've at least tried them, and I genuinely enjoy Assassin's Creed. So when Shadows comes out, I will be playing it because I need to form an opinion on it myself to see if it's good or bad. Like I do. I hope it's good. I genuinely hope it's good. I thought AC Mirage was good. I thought Mirage was the most recent, like, good Assassin's Creed game. It wasn't amazing, but it was better than all of the RPG games, except for, no, even including Odyssey. I think it was, or Origins. I think Mirage was better than Origins. Like, I think Bayek is a better character, and I think the story of Origins is better, but the gameplay of Mirage is way above Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. Even though it's very similar, it runs on the same engine and has a lot of the same problems. It's still, in my opinion, a better game. I think it's genuinely a good game, and I really enjoyed playing Origins. I played it on the Mirage. I played it on the hardest difficulty when I first played through because I'm a bit of a Assassin's Creed player, so I didn't need help and stuff. And I genuinely enjoyed it. It was super fun. It could have been better, but it's good. I think it was fine where it was. Like, the biggest downside is the Anvil engine, I think is what it's called. The current engine that they make Assassin's Creed games on just isn't built for the type of parkour or the type of movement that the old games were. 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations. Like, that stuff's just not, like, that. The modern engine is just not built for that kind of movement because you don't need that when you're running through an empty field in England. So they had to work in a different way on Mirage, where instead of looking at, instead of worrying about how deep the parkour was, how deep the actual like inputs you could do was, they looked at how they could make the environment complement the movement system. And it worked out well because instead of having a lot of decisions to make with the buttons you push, you now have a lot of decisions to make on where you go. What path you take. There are a ton of different paths that you can take now, and it works in its benefit. And Baghdad is an amazingly designed city. And because Assassin's Creed fell into this problem where they went for historical accuracy over gameplay, and it just didn't work because gameplay is important in a video game. So, it was kind of a misstep on their direction, but Unity. So Unity if Unity worked correctly, it would be the best Assassin's Creed game, like, period. Like, I don't think Unity has the best story, but I don't hate the story. A lot of people don't like the Unity story. I think the Unity story is fine. I like that nobody wins in the end, and everybody just like, there's no like happy ending and then they all live happily ever after. Like, it's a depressing, like, it's not an amazing victory, but it's also like really realistic to the French Revolution. It kind of fits the story, and it kind of fits the setting. The story kind of fits the setting, so I enjoyed it. And I do think Arno is kind of an idiot, but like, who cares, but the movement system in, like, the parkour in Unity is some of the best parkour in Assassin's Creed, but the game just doesn't work. Like, it just has such a hard time knowing what you're trying to do, and so it does the wrong thing a lot, and it just sucks because it would be the best if it didn't. And then Syndicate is also bad because Syndicate this is where the historical accuracy over gameplay started, where the parkour in Syndicate, like Syndicate takes place in Industrial Revolution London, and like you can really tell because instead of doing fancy parkour movement, you have a grappling hook. What? So it just wasn't. I beat the whole game. Like I beat Syndicate. I didn't hate Syndicate, but Syndicate just wasn't very fun, especially in the later halves. It just didn't get better. You know, you're doing the same kind of movement once you get the grappling hook that you are 10 hours later. You know, so it just wasn't very fun. Man, I hate not being able to find these final ones. It's like I said, you need a detection thing. It makes my life so much easier. Like it's nice that you can give us a circle, but when the circle is massive and covers 3 mountains, like, and all of this stuff grows on the side of mountains, it's kind of hard to look for. Man, it has been 36 minutes, and I do not think I've shut up once. And I'm not going to. Recently, I know Marvel Rivals is coming out, which is like Marvel Overwatch. And I'm gonna play it because it's free, which is, you know, if a game is free and it looks interesting, I will give it a shot. You know, like, I have no problems doing that. I'm not gonna pay for a video game to give it a shot. Like I just won't, unless it's something I'm actually interested in. But Marvel Rivals, from the very little that I've seen of it, it actually looks pretty fun. It doesn't look incredibly unique. It's just Overwatch with Marvel characters, but like I think it's a good concept, and the art style is really good. Like it actually it's like more comic book like than anything else, and they didn't try to make, from what I can tell, they didn't try to make the the characters look like their actor counterparts. You know, I don't think they tried to make Iron Man look like RDJ, but they made you know, from what I've seen, Doctor Strange just doesn't look like his actor. So I think that is cool that they're going with their own art style on the characters, and that's cool. And then that's tomorrow, and then Friday is OG Fortnite comes back, which I'm definitely playing. If you don't know this about me, I've been playing Fortnite since it came out. I started season 2, chapter 1, season 2 to be specific. I've been playing it. I have 3,000 hours in that game, and I am absolute dog shit. Like I always wonder how good I would be if I had stayed with the game and hadn't like gotten bored of it and dropped it. And you know, I'll never know. But so that's coming back, and I will definitely play it. You know, as a huge fan of the series, I don't like where, like, this chapter so far, chapter 6 has not been very interesting. You know, but peak Fortnite for me was chapter 1, season 7. So can't really say anything. Man, this is, I always get here, and then this is why I hate looking for Baizhu stuff specifically. It is such a pain in the ass to find. And this is why we need a detection thing that points you to the nearest thing that you're searching for, and then it just has like a 15-second cooldown. Or it's like the treasure chest compass. There it is. Maybe. I don't know, there's something there. But maybe it's like the treasure chest compass where you don't have the you know, it has a long cooldown unless you find the chest. But I really like it if they added, you know, something like that. I think it'd be very good. That wasn't even inside the... Oh no, because the one I'm looking for is right here. Jesus, oh my god. I hate finding these stuff. Like, this specific plant is what I hate about the exploration, or the gathering stuff. Like, man, this just sucks. Because all you know about this stuff is that it grows on cliffs, and like there are like 8 bajillion cliffs in Jungyun Karst, I think is what it's called. No, that's over there. The Stone Forest, right? Oh, how long? I just ran off the cliff. It's been 40 minutes since I've been recording, and as I said, I don't think I'm gonna edit very much. So this might just straight up be raw footage. Because I yap a lot, and I don't like want to cut video. I don't want to cut. I enjoy leaving the conversations in. You know. I enjoy that. So you know. Man, oh, there it is. I was about to say, man, where is this thing? Where I found it. You know, I hate finding these things. I think we need 105 for, yeah. We're 45. We're at, oh, we only need 4 more. Okay, we're gonna finish this in. Now, I was considering, depending on where I was considering stopping, but since we need 4 more to be done collecting Baizhu's stupid things forever, like, we're going through all this. We're going all the way. Let's see. I don't know. I plan on reading after this. After I edit this video and put it up. So if you're watching this video, like when it goes up, or like a couple hours later, I'm probably reading. You know, again, if you're interested in my manhwa recommendations, like if you're into it and you want more to read, or if you're not into it and you want to know what it's about. Manhwa, by the way, if you don't know, is Korean, basically just Korean manga, but in a different style. It's instead of, you know, manga being, you know, you flip it over and it's in black and white. Manhwa is typically in color. It doesn't have to be. It can be in color. It's typically in color though, and it's one long strip of stuff, and you just scroll down. And I enjoy it. I read it a lot. You know, one of my friends got me into it, and he actually started first with the light novels. I cannot read the light novels because, like, I don't know, they just aren't as fun. Like, I don't have a problem with reading normal stories. Like, I used to read all the time, you know. And I still read occasionally, but like, I've just preferred the fun picture books. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, I can. But yeah, manhwa is basically, I just look at it, and there are 2 ways to spell manhwa, by the way. M-A-N-H-W-A is Korean, and M-A-N-H-U-A is Chinese. And typically, the Chinese stuff is a little worse. Like, there are some gems, but a lot of it is the same thing, where it's just shitty cultivation, which is like a Chinese martial arts. It's a shitty Chinese martial arts cultivation story set in modern day with a bunch of, where the main character is really powerful and has a bunch of girlfriends, and that's like it. And they typically aren't very good. Like, there are some really good ones. Like, there's this one called Demonic Evolution, which is very good. I haven't read it recently. I haven't read it recently, but from what I remember reading it, it was actually really enjoyable, and it was like actually a good story as compared to 90% of them. Like, I remember I read like 300 chapters of a shitty cultivation manhwa one time, and it's still so funny. I don't remember the name, so, and the website's gone, so I have no idea what it was, but I remember reading it. I think this shit is so ass. So, you know, now I am actually curious when Farina is gonna rerun, because, you know, Nouvellette is rerunning like in a week, less than a week. Oh, we're done. Okay, yeah, but Nouvellette is rerunning in like less than a week. So I'm very curious to know when Farina is gonna rerun. Because I actually went, like, Farina, I used to hate Farina in Acts 1 and 2, but after that, she's such a well-written character. And I think she's supposed to be hated early on, but, you know. Anyway, that was this. I don't know if I'm really going to edit this very much, because I feel like I just yapped for 40 minutes and didn't shut up. Like, I don't remember being quiet for a really long time. So, you know. Because that, now Baizhu has all his stuff. Man, do I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So yeah. Anyway, that was this video. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're interested in manual, I can make a video on it. I'm totally down. Like, that'd be fun to make something like that. If not, it's whatever. If you want like specific recommendations, you can leave a comment. I can give you some, or if you want more, you can head over to Blue Sky and DM me if you really want to. That's linked in the description of this video, in the description of the channel. So yeah, I over there I post random shit. Anyway, that was this video. Thanks for watching. Oh, I said this in the weekly recap, but I'm at over 100 pulls because I have the 6 here and I have 98 pulls worth of, or 99 now. So I'm at 105, which is not that bad. You know, and then obviously I have a bunch of intertwined bits, so I have another 9 if I need them, you know, so it's not that bad. I don't want to use these if I don't have to, because I want to buy official from the shop. I still don't fucking have official. I still don't have official. You know, whatever. Anyway, that's the end of this. Even though I've said that 3 times. Goodbye.